Hello out there, citizens of Gotham. It's that time of year again, one of my favorite times. It puts a smile on my face. So I want you all to stay spooky.
By now there are no more screens.
Stay spooky with Chicks and Spirits.
Okay, good evening. Oh, I had to do this, Kelly. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our first video. Podcast of Stay Spooky with Chicks and Spirits. I am your, Kelly, I didn't think of a word, so I'm your spooky host, Heather, and with me is
Callista.
No, you gotta come up with a word.
The cat's like I'm on mute.
And as always, we have
your complicated co-host, Kelly. Complicated is my word for today.
Yay! And we are pretty happy to be here tonight. Hi, Kristen. We got the chat going. Hi, Jessica. So, yeah, we are super excited, and we are talking all things Poe tonight. We're going to bring on our guest shortly, but we're going to just tell you guys kind of what we've been up to. So we are, on this platform now. We were doing, blog talk for a little while, and now we're over into the video podcast. What do you think about all this, Kel, being far away from me now?
Well, it's only temporary.
And then you're going to come back here?
So I miss you. Yeah, it's temporary until I fulfill my contract with Beaumont. Then I will be at the Stay Spooky studio. Right now, I am at home.
Stay Spooky studio. Yay. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and... let's get into this a little bit, and then we'll bring, Daniel on. So, have you been doing a lot of Poe research this week? I know you had your grandson helping you out.
I did some.
Is he super depressed now?
He's had a very, a rough life, but I found this really, we'll discuss this later. I have a theory on something. So, and no, it's not the theory on his death, because everybody has a theory on that, right? So, I'm sure. Yeah, I knew you were going to cover that. So I picked something very random, as always, very random, that I don't think anybody else is going to bring up. So, in fact, I know they won't, because it's my theory.
Well, yeah, and your theories are always like super off the wall, crazy.
You're gonna love this one, then. You really are.
God, I guarantee no one's thought of it. So. Hi, Rusty. We got Rusty in the chat. Hello. And so let me get my sheet out, and let's get Cherry Capital Shadow Seekers. Let's see if we'll bring Daniel and Jamie out. Let's see if they're available right now, and we'll all get talking. Let's see. Are they available right now? Yay. Let's get them on. We got Daniel. Hi.
Hey. Jamie's right here. She's here to listen into the broadcast.
Okay.
Hang on 1 second. I got to close the door real quick. Jamie's got it. My bad.
So Jamie, we can just hear her. I get it. Sometimes you ain't camera ready. I get it. So first I'm going to show... We are Poe ready. Okay, so we're gonna just discuss. We're gonna get into a discussion about all this. Now, we've been, studying. I've been out because we were supposed to do this episode a while ago. So I'm just Poe. Now, right here, a little child.
Yeah.
Like, oh Lord, creepy kid. What's happening?
That's our little Lally. She's trying to get herself known.
I'm like, it's already starting. We've had haunted podcasts before. But a scary child in the room. Okay, so let's start with his bio. You got anything on just talking about, because you got a lot of stuff wrote.
Yeah.
Show your notes. I just want them to see these notes. Look at the notes that she has on this.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And you know the handwriting is fabulous.
I got a full notebook wrote when I first started, so I
What'd
got a
you
lot
say?
of notes to wrote.
A lot of notes. Well, you got your well, we'll start talking about Poe's background. So, you know, who wants to start? I'll go if you guys.
I can. His backgrounds. He was born. What was it like? He was 3 years old when his parents died. He went to live with either his godfather or his grandfather.
I think it was like his uncle / godfather.
Godfather, yeah. And I know that he married his cousin, who was either 13 or 14 at the time.
And that's like our only little hiccup here with Poe. It's like, I love Poe and everything like that, but then it's like,
but you know, back in the day, you know, and then I know she died when she was 24. This is an ironic thing. She died when she was 24. His brother died when he was 24. And his stepmom died when she was 24.
Ooh, numbers.
Yeah, interesting, like right? They were all 24 years old. But anyways, he had gone to, I can't remember what college. He was kicked out a few times. He would go on alcohol benders here and there. He lived a pretty tragic life in a way.
His parents were also actors, Rusty says.
They were.
Okay.
Elizabeth and David.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's just like the general stuff that, you know, there's always some mysteries surrounded by his death.
Thank you, Jessica.
Which I'm sure we'll get into later.
Yeah, so then he writes, he starts with a short story. You know, he starts writing the short stories, and that's where I want to start. Like, now, are all you guys familiar with the Telltale Heart?
No, go for it.
Kelly, I told you to watch that little video I shared.
Oh, well, if that's the name of the video.
Remember the guy, and he was like, it's that whole story about the guy who was, he was caring for like the older gentleman. Did you not watch that? Do you see what I do with everybody?
I don't know. You gave me a couple of links. I clicked on them. I watched them. One I had a really hard time listening to because you had like these two guys talking back and forth, and they thought they were funny, but I didn't think they were funny. And I really wanted to hear like the seriousness of the guy's life. I didn't want to hear all the extra. So it like tapped me out. I was like, okay, like I can't do this no more. And not even just me. My grandson was like, Nana, this is horrible. I'm like, I agree.
Let me get my notes. So,
okay.
Now the Telltale Heart.
Good.
It's like the killing of a man because the evil eye, but it's like, do you know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So this out there and everybody else that's out there listening, hopefully you guys are familiar with the Telltale Heart. So in this, the people that did this, it was really cool how they interpreted this, short story that he did. So it was like this guy, and it talks about like, he gets obsessed with this old man, and he thinks like the old man's evil eye is like coming after him and yada, yada, yada. So he ends up like killing the guy, and then he buries him. He cuts him up and buries his body and yada, yada, yada. You know, you got to end it with a yada, 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 right? So then he ends up, the cops come and whatever. And then he ends up, basically telling on himself because he's just this, so mad in his head that everybody knows. They already know he's down there. They're making fun of me. And he's so in his head. And this is what I kind of like about Poe, because it really, a lot of his stuff is it like you just are kind of lose in your own mind because of what you let your own thoughts get away with themselves. You know what I mean? When you overthink, when you do things like that, you kind of bury your own self when you're overthinking. You know what I mean? And that's really what I get from that story. And a lot of Poe stuff is just a lot of overthinking. You know what I mean?
So like he's overthinking, or it's making you overthink?
No, He's overthinking completely. Yeah. Like if you listen to this Telltale Heart, he's totally obsessed with this man and supposedly his evil eye, and the evil eye is going to get. So in order for him to stop this, because he feels that this is going to end him, he ends him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Is that really legit? Is that really happening? Is it things we make up in our own mind? You know what I mean? It's like your mind's playing tricks on you. So then he kills go ahead.
So you don't think that he was like applying it to his own life, but almost telling a movie through a story?
Well, yeah, that's what Poe, you know what I mean? He had a lot of short stories that he would give these, these horror stories, and these, like, his mind was just twisted in some facts, but just the poetry of it's, beautifully disturbing.
Yeah, he's very, he's very dark and macabre, and he had to be able to go to a very dark place. Like, I think he was able to go to a very, very dark place. And I think there are like people like that where their poetry is very dark. I had a friend who writes some very, very dark poetry, and it would always alert me. I'm like, well, are you going to kill yourself? Like, what is going on? And they were like, no, it's just how I write. It's just my poetry. It's, and then I believed them, you know what I mean? Like, okay, that's just his poetry. It's how he writes. Now, me, if I'm writing something like that, you need to be concerned because I don't write like that. You know what I mean?
What do you think, Daniel?
Well, I have my philosophies. I do a lot of historical research. That's a really big part of our job. What we do is a hobby, but I consider it a job.
I think you said
I take it really serious.
I think if you say it's a hobby, you put yourself in a box. You know what I mean? So no hobby, it's a passion. So go ahead.
It is a passion, indeed. And a lot of it is to do with history. I've always had a philosophy back then. Mercury was a big thing. People ingested mercury. Mercury can do that and manipulate the mind in different ways and make you do that type of stuff. Genghis Khan did a lot of, he ingested it. He ingested it like you would do hashish, like what they would do with the pens and everything, and then breathe in the smoke from that's what he would do.
It causes paranoia and delusion.
It does cause paranoia and delusional thoughts and stuff like that. But I don't really know if there's any autopsy reports on that and see if there was any mercury in his body. But I don't think they would have done that back then because it was a big thing.
Right. No. I know when his death, so we'll jump to, we jump around like everybody who's watching, we do not have a structured show. We just do what we want to do. So we're going to jump to his death. We're not structured at all. So when we go to his death, I mean, when I think the only thing that they really tested, like he had brain trauma, right? And Kel, did you look up his death, or you leave it on me?
So people theorize now that he actually possibly had a brain tumor. When you start to develop a brain tumor, those things start to happen, delusions, paranoia, things like that. Additionally, it would explain why he kind of was so dark and could be delusional at times and whatever, because it's affecting those portions of the brain if it's a brain tumor. So that's the theory now. But we don't have anything to confirm that's what it was. It could have been, exactly what Daniel said. You know what I mean? If we didn't do lab testing back then, we have no idea what kind of heavy metals were in his body that could cause the same thing if you're not filtering the water correctly. I mean, you could go on and on and on, but without any concrete medical evidence, I don't think anybody's really going to know. So I think that the brain tumor theory is just as good as Daniel's theory. You know what I mean?
Well, and like, Rusty said, alcoholism. Yeah. And alcoholism was a big factor because they said like he went on these like drinking binges, but his body had a condition where like one drink and he was when they found him in the condition, that's okay. You got dogs barking. She's got cats in the.
You not sure that's
it doesn't matter. Like I tried. I don't know.
Oh, it's your dogs barking, Kelly? You always got some. You got hunted dogs and children. Me and Calista are being good. Are you going to chat?
You guys don't have children or barking dogs.
I know, right? Well, I got two little dogs down there fighting right now, and I'm just like, I don't see it.
We're still looking for our little baby. We need one. We want one so bad.
Oh, I have to bring. I'll bring my little one up to show everybody in the.
Oh, how cute!
We also have spooky puppies in the show. but yeah, when it comes to like the alcoholism, I think it's the one thing that stuck out to me that was really fascinating was you know what I'm going to say, Kelly, that they were saying that I'm not going to be able to pronounce it, cooping, that they said that
it was
that they thought was a theory of his death that was, and I never heard about it until I listened and researched all this, that it was something about they would dress people up in different clothing and have them go vote. And then, you know, rough the person up and then have them change their clothes and then they go vote again. And I'm just like, wow, that's really a thing. Like they really want some votes. And back then they said every time you vote, they gave you like a sip of alcohol, like a drink when you were done voting to celebrate the fact that you voted. So if Poe was being forced to do this, like multiple voting and, you know, Mr. Dress Up, you know, type of closet that they have, just changing him out of clothes, and that could have caused him, because he was found outside of a voting area. So that's a theory too that they had on Poe's death. So,
which, you know, if somebody had beat him, I mean, there are people who die from one hit.
Yeah, right.
It's not a joke when people think, oh, let's get in a fist fight, and it's just going to be a fist fight. Sometimes it doesn't turn out that way. You know what I mean? So, from a medical standpoint, what does it say?
It says I put the Poe, and then on the bottom it says in poetry, and he's dabbing. It's my Poe shirt. I had to get a Poe shirt. Like,
well, I have a P-O, and then the rest of the word positive. So I got P-O.
All right, I'll let it fly.
I got an eyeball.
Yeah, see?
Right there.
Okay, so now I want to talk to Daniel about, and Jamie, she can hear me in the background. Let's talk about, now they actually have an artifact, and we'll get back to the whole, you know.
Well, we don't have an artifact. We know a lot about it, and
it was in our investigation. It's at Bill's.
It was like an unexpected thing that just happened at the spur of the moment. We had no idea about it when we got it. We had no idea until we walked into what we had, and he had the artifact, and it was part of our investigation and a lot of our evidence.
Yeah, it's at Coyote Bill's, and we are one with Coyote Bill's. So go visit it anytime that we
Coyote Bill's Ranch.
Okay,
so
everybody,
explain this artifact.
Slow down, because I have no clue what this artifact is or what anybody's talking about right now.
Okay, so
what? Show the pictures. That's in the group chat.
Yeah, okay.
You can show the pictures.
And I'll share the pictures on Chicken Spirits page later for everybody also. So let's up there.
What we have on this item here, it was a jewelry box that belonged to a lady by the name of Nettie Poe Ketchum. And it come up to be his first wife?
His girlfriend.
His first girlfriend. And it was handed down to her upon Edgar Allan Poe's death. And the owner of the ranch that we went and had our paranormal investigation at last year, he said there was a lot of weird things that's happened since he had bought the jewelry box. It was a jewelry box. I got photos. I don't know how I'm going to be able.
Heather's got them too.
Heather's got them.
Okay, let's see. See, I was I thought like there was. Otherwise, I would have had these uploaded to show. So let me.
I'm sorry.
No, it's my fault. I'm an idiot sometimes. Let's see. I know Jamie sent them to me, so let me pull them up. Where are you, Jamie? I just had you up. There we go. Okay, so here we go.
That one.
Let's see.
I feel like an ass because I'm sorry if I swore.
No. Oh, wait. No one's gonna be able to see it. I will post this, you guys. It's really cool. This is not working. What I'm trying to do here.
I kind of see it. Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
If you check out Chair Capital Shadow Seekers and go to our YouTube channel, you'll see some of our investigations from Coyote Bill's Ranch.
We've been there several times.
Yeah, we've been there several times. Take a look at it, and our investigation's on there. Our K2 meters were going nutsoid. We're anywhere near any type of electricity or anything of that.
Interesting.
Doing the investigation in the room with that.
And the investigation in the room, it was quite amazing. It was quite amazing because when we were learning about it,
we're actually reading like the history bio on it while we were sitting in the room. This room was that we had it like in the middle of the table, and we had the little cat balls there and stuff. And the minute we started talking about the names of the jewelry box and who it belonged to, the cat balls actually moved and went off. And this was with the lights on daylight.
Yeah,
Nice.
we use those motion cat ball toys that they use.
Right.
With motion, they're moving.
Now, did you get any spirit box activity from the box that like said anything to you guys, or any kind of EVPs?
We didn't really have a spirit box at the time.
We got EVPs, but there's so much.
Yeah.
This place that we go to with this box there's so much activity there that it would because there's
just a lot
So
going
it's
on.
kind of hard to decipher whether or not it's something else.
Yeah, I think we have to
right.
Yeah,
we're probably going to just isolate the box at some point away from the activity at his place just to see what we can get from it, and he's totally fine with us doing that.
Nice. I'd like to see
really
that. That would be
interesting.
pretty interesting.
hit us up anytime. We'll take you on out there.
It's fun.
Everybody's welcome to join in with us when we go out there. We can go out there anytime.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because I don't know. I'm really fascinated with the whole. Did you know it had anything to do with Poe when you were by it, or did he just bust out?
Well, I messaged Coyote Bill, and he sent me the paperwork about the jewelry box and about Nettie Poe. Nettie Poe Ketchum was her name. Nettie Poe Ketchum. And then, mind you, this was Edgar Allan Poe's first girlfriend, and I can't believe it happened on the whim.
Right. No, for sure. That's a good
different reason. We went there for a different reason, had no idea we're going to stumble upon a jewelry box handed down to a girlfriend from Edgar Allan Poe, and it came up to this owner of Coyote Bill's ranch. He had bought it from an auction.
That's pretty cool.
And he has the paperwork here, and it says a little bit about it. It's a really interesting story.
She was a nurse, and she donated everything that she had of Edgar Allan Poe's to a museum.
Well, Nettie Poe Ketchum was an international philanthropist and an amateur architect and developer, and related by blood or marriage to those who formulated early banking in Toledo, Ohio.
Okay. That's interesting. I mean, that's the cool things become about when we investigate. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah. I mean, we've stumbled upon one haunted doll. I mean, it was confirmed over a recorder, a digital recorder of mine.
Nice.
And it's just one of those things can happen on a spur of a moment, and you never really know about it. That's why we love client residentials. That's what Coyote Bill's ranch was pretty much at first.
Oh, was it?
It was a residential case, and it turned into a big thing because a big person there, Johnny Thunder, was the one that we were investigating on. Johnny Thunder starred in 300 plus Western movies back in the day of John Wayne and all these other big things. And this dude had even items from on what was that show? Because he had the gladiator sword and he had Poseidon's staff.
Yep.
I forgot what that show was back in the 40s or something like that.
All I'm thinking of is American Gladiators right now when you said Gladiator. Like, remember that show? That was a cool show.
No, it was an old show back in the.
Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue. There's been so much going on. I can't really remember it, but he's got a lot of items from different TV Westerns of back in that time era. I mean, movie props and stuff. We had no idea what we were walking into until you started showing us this stuff. And like I said, he happened to like us so much, and he happened to like my intake on history and my passion for history, that he happened to take me and a former team member of ours, and he's very well respected, by the way. He took me and him into the room, and that's when he presented the jewelry box to us, and my mouth hit the floor. Kind of like what you see in the movie The Mask with Jim Carrey when he's got the mask on and he sees the chick in the bar and his jaw drops to the floor. Pretty much what I did.
So the jewelry box, when you see the jewelry box, it doesn't look like it just looks like it's like a thin metal. That jewelry box is actually super heavy. It probably weighs 10 pounds.
Wow. Well, you gotta think how they made stuff back then. You know what I mean? It wasn't plastics. So
it was metal. It was metal.
I don't even remember the metal, but it looked like it was going to be lightweight. I went to pick it up, and it was like 10 pounds. And on the bottom of it, it's still etched on the bottom.
I want to say, wasn't it made from silver?
I have a picture of the etching on the bottom someplace. It's engraved to her.
Yeah,
we'll share all these pictures. We'll have you guys share, and then we'll share it from your guys' page. So,
yeah, we'll post all the pictures that we have on the jewelry box and everything like that. I mean, it's an amazing item. It's an amazing item.
Awesome. I'll find the Coyote Bills session where we're next to the box too and post that right under it.
Right.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Now, you want to talk about the Raven, Melissa? You want to get into doing something on the show? Go ahead and get your little handy dandy notebook.
Which I love the Raven, and I will piggyback when she's done talking about the Raven. Then that one theory
and the
topic. I'll piggyback on it.
Okay, go ahead.
She can start.
You go ahead and start. Callista's being a little shy, little dumb.
Okay, well, it doesn't really. You were supposed to get into the Raven, and then I was going to piggyback off of it. So I hadn't planned on talking about the Raven. Anyways, it's his most notorious poem. It's what got him recognized. It was, he really had a hard time with his work. He didn't make a ton of money off of work. He wasn't being recognized, yet he kept doing it no matter failure after failure after failure. Well, finally, a newspaper decided to publish The Raven, which he only made $15 on, by the way. And it became this notorious poem. So, but I have this thing. So, did you know, Heather?
Here we go. It's about to be crazy, y'all. Go ahead.
You know who Alfred Hitchcock is, right?
What's my name?
Heather?
Yeah. Of course I know who Alfred Hitchcock is.
Oh, okay. If you said no, I was like, oh, that's it. That takes you.
If I said no, then I'm going to return my
out of the whole
card.
Okay. So, did you know that Alfred Hitchcock, the master of suspense, recognized Poe as inspiring him? Okay. Right? Yeah. So he was actually inspired by Poe, all of his like crazy horror flicks and whatever.
Well,
okay. So fast forward years later, like at first people, Poe, they didn't know where Poe was buried. They found out where Poe was buried in this Baltimore cemetery by this church, whatever. Okay. People reported that every year on his actual death date, a man would show up kind of in like an overcoat, top hat, whatever, and they called him the Poe Toaster. Okay, he would leave a bottle of cognac and 3 roses every single time. So, but nobody ever knew who this guy was. So I came up with a theory. I think that it was Alfred Hitchcock. That's who I think was visiting him.
Literally think I've heard that somewhere where it actually was, but I'm not going to say that and have people like want to murder me, like, because I'd have to like check those facts out. Because I swear I've heard this story before, and I know that Hitchcock was. I mean, Rusty, you're on the chat. Was it Hitting the Pendulum? Wasn't that movie Hitchcock? So he'll come back.
So yeah, they have a I don't know, it was Birds or something. There was a movie called The Birds or Birds.
Yeah, that's a good movie, The Birds. I don't like
and they think that the Raven inspired this movie. But anywho, at one point the lady, she's toasting and it zooms in and it's a bottle of what else? Like cognac. Okay.
Okay.
So why would he put that in his movie? Like, I don't know, maybe it was really popular and it could just be some random coincidence.
I mean, aren't we all
Whatever, but
inspired by somebody? You know what I mean? So Hitchcock being inspired by Poe would make a lot of sense. You know what I mean?
It would. And him showing respect because obviously, he became famous. He made a lot of money from it. And so to recognize his, the person who inspired him. Then I speculate that the 3 roses are for his wife who died at 24, his stepmother who died at 24, and the brother who died at 24 as a show of respect.
Hold on. Yeah, Rusty, I know that it's a Pit and the Pendulum was a Poe short story, but didn't Alfred Hitchcock, sorry guys, I'm in the chat. Didn't Alfred Hitchcock, let me show this. Didn't Hitchcock make a movie where Vincent Price starred in it? That's Pit and the Pendulum. Do you know that movie, Daniel?
Which one?
Pit and the Pendulum. I think it's a Hitchcock movie.
I haven't heard of that one.
I have. Hang on.
Jamie has. Jamie says she's heard of it.
Yeah, and it was originally a Poe story, and then I know Vincent Price starred in it,
oh, really?
And I think it was a Hitchcock film. Poe wrote, yeah, I know. Yeah, but Hitchcock, I think he was inspired by Poe, and then made Pit and the Pendulum from that short story that Poe made, which I love that movie, but I don't know. Jamie will find out. So we're waiting on Jamie. Do.
In the meantime, though, I had found out that
it was actually directed by Vincent Price.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, I knew he was in it. It's a Hitchcock type of theme. Yeah. I love Vincent Price. R.I.P. But go ahead, Daniel. What did you find?
I was wrong about the metal of the jewelry box. If I mentioned it, is made from bronze. I just need it on top. It was it says up here 78.5 ounce bronze. It's made out of bronze. The jewelry box.
Okay.
Which will look really weird because you'll see in the picture it's all like silver and it pretty much looks like it looks like it's actually made from lead, but it's not lead.
Right.
It's bronze.
It sounds like it's heavy like lead.
It is. It's a heavy thing.
Yeah. Well, let me see. I thought Roger Corman directed the movie Pit and the Pendulum. Well, she got that. Look at us all into the pit. Now everybody's got to go watch this movie. I'm telling you, it's super good. Did you watch it, Jamie?
I've seen it. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I've seen it. It is a good movie. It's pretty dark and twisted too.
Yeah, it's really good. You got someone saying hi to you guys.
Hey, man, hey, brother, what's going on, man? Long time no hear.
There you go.
He's a brother all the way from the UK.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for joining us. We were talking all things Poe and having fun. Now, so we're gonna make Callista chime in. You wrote all that stuff. Give us some of your Poe facts. You want to do your Poe trivia? It's Callista trivia time, everybody. Let me see. Let me get my clapping hands.
So do we answer?
Well, it seems like everybody knows everything, though.
Do we answer these questions, or is it like somebody's got to come in?
We're gonna let our guests. So this is Jamie and Daniel.
Thank you, bud.
They have to answer.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Hi, Amanda. So okay,
and no cheating.
Yeah. Daniel and Jamie. This is okay, go ahead. Trivia. Here we go.
All right, I'll start off with one. When was Poe born?
Oh gosh. Daniel?
Well, I would say I'm going to take a guess in my head. I'm going to say 1785.
No.
You got one, no. Jamie? Throw us a number.
Oh, no, never mind. Well, I was way off.
You're way off. He died in like 1940?
No,
1840.
He must have been born in like the late 1800s.
Okay, so go ahead and tell him.
He was born in 1809.
Oh, there, Rusty came in with it.
1809.
Good job, Rusty.
There we go.
I was like 99 years off.
That's okay. It's okay. Okay, next one, Calista.
Okay, what was his biological mother and father's name?
Ooh.
Who's gonna know these things?
Yeah, I know. I think I might have it wrote down. Like,
Wasn't it Danny Thomas Park?
No. You can go if you want to.
Well, he was the owner of the original Poe estate.
Yeah, but that's not him.
I bet you Rusty's gonna come in.
we're gonna wait for Rusty. I bet you Rusty comes in with no cheating.
Rusty.
For Rusty.
I'm a little rusty.
David and Elizabeth.
We should have
I'm feeling too.
David and Elizabeth. Yay, Rusty. Okay, go ahead,
I'm
Calista.
trying not to cheat. I'm trying to do this in my head. I haven't done my Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, I know all this. I know.
I wouldn't know any of this stuff.
I don't either. Yeah, you're not alone there, Daniel. These are hard questions.
Lisa knows everything. She's the one that did the research.
I know. She's like, what jacket was he wearing when he went shopping at the grocery store in 18? I'm like, I don't know. A blazer?
So what?
What was his last drink?
Yeah. Right.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
What college did he go to?
What college did he go to? Virginia? Oh, sorry. Am I
got it.
right?
Yeah.
Yay! Sorry, I
University
jumped
of
in.
Virginia.
You stole that.
I know because I knew it. I couldn't stop myself. Okay, go ahead. Give him another easy one. I'm gonna shut up.
I don't know if there is any easy ones because I thought those were ezy ones.
Well, Jesus, we don't have a PhD in Poe. We just got an episode.
Okay, let's see. What did I ask? Okay, how many times has Poe been engaged?
Oh,
How many times has Poe been engaged?
A lot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Go ahead, not me.
I'm gonna guess like 6
Okay.
times.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 6.
It was 4.
4.
See, I gave you guys the answer and you didn't even say
It was 4.
See me?
Rusty, you're wrong. It's 4. At least that's what Clissa's got.
I
But
just
Kelly, do this.
Jamie
I did
was
this,
on that.
guys. I was giving you the answer.
Okay, last
I
one.
don't think I got no more easy ones.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, just
What was
bust one out.
Poe's most famous poem? I'll make it easy. Go ahead.
The Raven.
The Raven.
What's the name of that cafe in Port Huron? The Poe Cafe. What's it called?
Oh, whoa.
The Raven.
I had no idea. Sweet. You guys are gonna have to take us there because we've never even heard of it.
Oh, it's
Whoa.
so good. It's so good. Yeah. He wrote cryptology. I did not know that, Rusty. Let me put that on the board. Let's see. See, I'm new at all this, you guys. I'm like learning how to do all my little comments.
Ooh, a historical lesson from Rusty.
Right, Rusty's he always has the answers when we're doing an investigation too.
Oh yeah.
He's so smart.
It's because Rusty is Googling left and right. I have figured it out.
I think he just knows.
I think he just has like these compartments in his head that just like know everything. That's what I'm gonna say about Rusty. So
Rusty, you need to get on Paranormal Jeopardy, man.
we should do Paranormal Jeopardy. That would be so
That is a
fun.
great idea.
We're gonna have an episode. Paranormal Jeopardy.
The idea, so I get half the profits.
Yes.
Sounds good. Sounds good. We'll have an episode and we'll bring we'll have 3 contestants. But I got to figure out how your guys' buzzards would work. Is it buzzards? Buzzards?
Yeah, we had buzzers on that one. Remember the one talk show we were on? It was me, you, and Zach, and we had to ring in on our phone.
Oh yeah, there is a thing you can do that.
No,
Yeah, Rusty used no Google.
no Google. No Google. He's like, it's Bing,
Yeah, no
baby,
Google.
Bing.
My ass kicked so quick in this.
Okay, so we're done with Callista trivia. What else you got on your handy dandy little notebook there,
It's
little
more
one?
just like what his life was made, like how it sounds.
Okay, so let's
It's
talk.
nothing about no poems or anything.
So what is your favorite thing about Poe? Poe.
I just like
To the microphone.
what I like about him.
Yeah, what do you like about
I don't
him?
know. I find him very interesting.
Why?
He just seemed very odd, and like how Kelly was talking about the way he wrote. Like you got to be. I don't think it's like the way people write. I think it's like deep down.
I think
type
in
of
order
thing.
to write like that, you have to feel something
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean? Because I don't think because I used to write poetry a long time ago, and I would have to be like anything that I wrote, it was something I was going through or feeling that what was inside of his head. I mean, complete
So-
depression.
To answer his question.
So then what? Every horror flick, every time somebody writes a horror flick, we should just categorize them as a
No.
serial killer because
No,
I mean, in order
Stephen
to
King-
write that
I'm talking
stuff or
poetry.
think that stuff up, that's like crazy. You know what I mean?
Oh, I think, yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, I'm talking my own situation when I write poetry, but yeah, I guess if you're going to write horror, but I don't know, because I'm kind of twisted. If I was to write a horror movie, it's probably some shit I think I would want to do. You know what I mean?
Listen, you have prepared for the zombie apocalypse. Like you guys think I'm joking, and I am not joking. She has literally got all kinds of crazy swords, and you want to know what her comment is? See this sword? If there's a zombie apocalypse, we can just cut their head off. These are the things she comes up with. So if there is a zombie apocalypse, I know where to go. At least I'm safe. But yeah, she. So I think you could write some pretty dark stuff if you wanted to.
Yeah, because my mind is crazy, like the stuff in my head. So that means, like, if I'm writing horror, it still means I'm kind of like, I'm not like going to go do it, but I would know how to. That's just what I'm saying. Like, yes, there we go. Hello. I'm so glad everybody's joining us tonight. Like, that's fun. So, yeah, but I don't know. Like Stephen King. Don't you think a few screws got to be missing out of somebody to write what they write? Like, I think a few screws are missing out of my brain. So,
You never walk into a pet cemetery anymore, that's for sure.
Ooh, that movie. That movie. Oh man, that sister in that came out of that room. She's like, I twist your back like mine. Dude, that messed me up. I was like, no. That messed me up for life. I was like,
I watched that having a few in me. Like, whoa.
let's see. Rusty says we should all let me put it on the screen. See, guys, I'm getting used to this. Okay. We should all get together and make a movie. We should make a movie. I'm telling you, it'd be twisted.
I'll film it.
You film it.
I'll
Kelly,
film
you
it.
got
I'm
twisted
not-
thoughts too, so you
Here's the
can't
tallest
even say
one.
No,
what?
I just know if I needed to kill somebody, how to get rid of the body and how to kill them without being detected. That is different.
Well, we gotta put that in our movie.
For a whole bag of lime.
Oh, look at this show. Like, look at
I don't know why I just said that.
plant flowers on top of it. See, our movie's gonna be really good. We end with us all just being gardeners over this messed up field that we have everything. See? If anybody out there wants us to make a movie, it's gonna be good.
Who's the tallest one out of all of us? Rusty,
What?
how tall are you, man?
Tall?
Yeah. I'm 6'1".
How tall are you?
5'9".
I'm talking to the camera.
Oh, 5'9".
She moved away. She's like, I'm 5'7", and Kelly's 4'2". No.
4'2". I'm
So
not
it would be,
4'2".
the best one to be that killer person would have to be the tallest one.
So you're electing to be the killer, is what you're saying.
No, I'm not. No comment from me. I just mentioned the 12-foot hole bag of lime. Don't get me in that.
I think it should be the shortest person, like the little leprechaun, and Kelly be like, "I'm the say it, Kelly." Kelly say, "I'm the leprechaun."
I'm the leprechaun.
What do you do?
You like
Watch
it?
Wayne's World. Do it what Wayne does on Wayne's World.
There you go. I know, right? We need the flashlight. I'm the leprechaun. The best killer would have to be an average height.
Yes, it would be.
Let's bring that up here. See, I'm used to speaking all these out. So average height. So who's the average height? Me. Me.
I'm 6'1".
Right?
Yeah, I'm not average. I'm 5'2", so I think 5'6" is average. So I think you'd be the closest.
There we
Heather?
go.
I
Yay.
was Michael Myers, wasn't he like 6'2" or something like that?
Yeah.
He's a big boy. Yeah.
I'm 6'1".
And we
I'm
got
about
it's easy to
200
narrow
pounds.
down a murderer that's too short and too tall. Very true. That is very true.
Yeah.
You will think it's the tall guy. Like, okay, that dude right there has got some height. He's the killer. And then he's like, no, I just make jelly by the road. I'm a nice guy. like what? Oh, okay. My bad.
I think it would have to be like somebody tall has a longer arm reach. So if you're going to grab somebody and keep a hold of them, they got to have, you know what I mean? Yes.
That is really long. That is a long arm.
See, I told you I knew who the killer was.
Let's see Jamie's arm. Since she isn't coming on, we can at least see her arm.
Hers will only go up to maybe here.
I want to see an arm.
Arm
Just
reach is
an
out
arm.
of your arm.
Oh, there we go.
It's enough to do that.
Up close and personal killer right there. Okay, Rusty's got jokes. He says we can film it near a cornfield.
Yeah.
No.
Perfect.
I've got the man in the mask from the Stranger's outfit.
No. Okay, I'm now the victim. I become the victim.
I'm usually from The Purge.
Yeah, Jamie's usually got that mask from the Purge. She's that Purge person. She's creepy. We worked at Haunted House. We worked Kingsley Ghost Farm one year, and she was a chick from the Purge. I was a dude from the Strangers movie, the man in the mask with the axe in his hand. Holy crap. We did pretty well. They've been wanting us back the last couple of years, but we've just been too busy doing things.
Them masks, those stranger masks, like those are the ones like the blank face mask, the purge mask, like those people. I don't like those. Like they're scary to me. Of course, you know what I mean. But like if I was to walk up to someone and they come out the corner like that, I ain't playing with that.
I just like the basic part of that movie, The Strangers 2, Pray at Night. And
I like the second one.
A lot of people hated it. It got bad reviews. I like that in that movie. And especially the second one, incorporating the 80s music to it, it was just creepier than shit. I mean,
oh yeah.
I mean, hearing, oh man, the soundtrack to it was just awesome.
And the first Strangers was good. The only thing I didn't like was, and sorry, Kelly, I know you haven't seen these movies, but whatever. That's your fault.
That's okay. That's my fault. I
The Stranger movies, what I don't, is like, remember the part where the dude's like running around with a gun? Like, if that was me, I would sit in a corner and wait for them to come to me. Like, I'm not chasing nobody. Like, if I have a shotgun, sit in a corner, eventually they're going to cross your path, shoot them, but I guess then there's no movie.
Friend, he effed up majorly. He should have waited and saw what he was shooting at first, because he had advantage. That killer was further away from him, and he would have had to walk like 3 feet just to get to him. So he would have had a chance to take a shot. He should have waited. He could have had advantage as a person.
They're just stupid in that movie, and I'm like, seriously, like, is anybody that's Heather in the Notorious Sniper? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if I was in a corner with a shotgun and shotgun shells, don't they like spread? So regardless, I'm gonna hit my target. Like
unless it's a slug.
Well, that's what I wanted in my gun.
Slug would do more damage than a buckshot, but then again, a buckshot, if you get close enough,
yeah. So
not good. Not a good day.
Not a good day. Not a good day.
No, not a good day.
Don't you love how we ventured off? We started talking to Poe. Now we're talking about murder movies.
Crazy.
I love this show.
I love it. It's awesome.
It's fun. But yeah, like, but you know, you got to think about it. Like Poe, he inspired a lot of people when it comes to, you know, the way they write, the way they make movies. I mean, how many people? Like, I know, being in the paranormal field, that a lot of people are like, love Poe like me, and that's why I'm like, you're my people, because we're all kind of, you know, into darker
A little
things.
dark.
Dark,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and that's horror movies too, Kelly. Start watching them.
What Rusty just said. Rusty, that is awesome, man.
You know,
That-
if I ever die from a serial
Awesome.
killer, you guys are going to know why I didn't like watching horror flicks.
No,
Just saying.
I'll rewrite your story, Kelly, and I'll make you super cool in it. Okay. I say we all do like a Stranger's Wrong Turn crossover movie. So we need some inbreds, is what that Wrong Turn crossover.
Because I did a horror movie for high school, and plus I do write stories. That's something nobody really knows about me. I do write short stories, and they're really, really
nice.
touching. And I've never showed them off to anybody. I mean, this is like the first time I've ever even said this anywhere.
All right, well, we got 9 minutes, so
Yeah, tell us.
Do tell.
Well, the one story that really, really touches my heart and soul is when I was a former firefighter, and it was my inspiration to become a firefighter back in the heyday. I mean, I graduated fire school in 2006, and I just never got past my state exams, firefighter 1 and 2. But what inspired me to join not only was 9/11 attacks and hearing some of the fire department radios going on that day. That was just, it was sad. It was sad when I heard the whole radio broadcast of that day. And that's what led me into it. And Bladder 49 movie, watching that movie from I can't get his name, Joaquin Phoenix, that's it. You know, and watching him at the end, you know, and watching that movie, it really inspired me to become a firefighter. My dad retired as captain. I wrote a story about it, you know, and I wrote a story about the fire department and about a firefighter, you know, and the challenges he had in his life, you know, in his own home life. Because when you're a firefighter, or you're a first responder, you're going to have a lot of personal problems in your life. And it's going to be hard on your partner, your wife, girlfriend, fiance, whomever you're going to be with, because they're going to be worried about you. Anytime your pager goes off, your tones go off, and you're gone, they're not knowing good enough. They're going to see that red car pull up. Well, that's the whole story. That's what it was called, the red car. Mm-hmm. And it turned out the end where the firefighter was involved in a 5-alarm fire in Baltimore, because it was based on the city of Baltimore's fire department. And there was this big 5-alarm fire, and the firefighter, you know, got injured, saving a life. And he was in the ambulance, and the last thing and it seemed like things were fine, you know. And it ends really weird, because you're thinking the firefighter's okay, and the next thing you know, I turn it over to, you know, the wife is doing the dishes, and the kids were playing upstairs, and the kids come down the stairs, and the wife looks out the window and sees a red car pull up. Mm. But in the ambulance, he was talking to the paramedics and saying things were fine. But what happened to the firefighter on the way to the hospital? You know, what I learned in the fire department is, you know, a person can look fine 1 minute, and they can be fine in that cot in the ambulance, and things can go haywire in an instant. And it could be something due to internal or whatever. Those are those question marks. And that's what kind of drove me in the paranormal field, is those question marks in our client residential cases. There's always question marks. You don't know what we're going to walk into. Like, for instance, this Nettie Poe jewelry box. We never knew we were going to walk into it. All we knew was we were investigating Johnny Thunder and what he did. Never known about this jewelry box. And like the client residential case I told you about the haunted doll. We never knew there was going to be a haunted doll. We saw all the dolls up there, but we had no... We weren't getting anywhere until my eyes caught focus on that doll. And I'm like, Jamie, we need to redo our EVP session here. Because it was when I first brought Jamie into the field. And, you know, you see, it's those things. And, I mean, I will tell you that my experience in the fire department was similar to the story, but, you know, I survived. I mean, I've never got injured, but fortunate enough, I was never injured.
Right.
But still, it's where the basic of the story goes. And I've even wrote stories about special ops groups and stuff like that. I
like to see them. I like to read short stories.
You see, I don't know what happened to them, because they're all wrote on paper. And over the years of me moving constantly. It's like it just got lost and
Rewrite it.
Rewrite. There you go.
Rewrite it.
Well, we got a little bit more time left. Why don't you guys, you and Jamie, tell us what you guys got going on this year and a little bit about Cherry Capital Shadow Seekers. Now that we're, winding down the show, let us know a little bit about you guys.
Well, Cherry Capital Shadow Seekers was founded in 2018, and it was founded in my living room over Necromancer Live. Thank you, Justin Brown. Justin Brown brought us on his first podcast. Not his first podcast, but it was our first podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a part of bringing Jamie aboard the team and everything. And we were part beforehand, but
tell them. So go into what we're doing this year.
So it's been quite fun because eventually Jamie and I did find love, and we met. We had our first date, Little Traverse Bay Pear Fest. Thank you, John Cassidy, if you're watching this. This year,
hook up.
And we work with Underground Paranormal Network.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't know anything about Underground Paranormal Network, I would recommend you talking to Austin Maynard. You know who Underground Paranormal Network is, Heather.
Yep, so Kelly.
Chicks and Spits know a lot about Underground Paranormal Network. Austin Maynard is awesome.
Yeah.
I like it because I get to be bodyguard for the Wraith Chasers.
That'll be nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys are coming out to that event on the 31st with us, correct? Daniel, you guys are coming out to that event right on the 31st?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yay!
I got the coffee sponsors.
I'm so excited. That's going to be so fun.
Jamie found the coffee sponsors for the event for the 31st Precinct Jail there down in Detroit. That's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy who is going to do the German food is my friend. He actually did the mix for the beginning of this our intro. He actually,
Awesome.
so he runs the German store and he did our mix. So shout out to Sean.
Sean.
So yeah, I'm so happy that he put that together. And of course, David Howard Thornton is the voice on the Joker. I have to shout that out too. That's the Terrifier. If you've seen the Terrifier. Oh, do you not know that?
Wait, is he going to be there?
No, I'm giving a shout out on our intro. I can ask him. I love David. He's so cool.
I'm a huge Joker fan.
Oh, did you hear our intro? If not, you have to go back and listen.
Yes, he's my favorite. He's on Arkham Asylum game.
Yeah, that's Terrifier. We're going to have him. He'll be back on with us when Terrifier 2 releases, so then we can.
It would be my dream to meet him.
So we can.
I'm working a video game that I play with Jamie. Survival. It's a zombie game. My name is the Joker, and I got his pictures all over.
Oh, he's such a great guy. He's so amazing. Yeah.
He is very humble, very
humble.
good soul, good man.
And I'm going to take him ghost hunting. So we'll have to get something together for him. And we'll bring him ghost hunting. So, but what else you guys got going on this year?
Real events, we are going to Parapsychon this year, 2021. That's going to be at Ohio State Reformatory.
Oh, nice.
Names, and all you need to do is pay an entry fee for the historical walk, which is like $20, and you got full access into the Ohio State Reformatory.
Awesome. Wow. All right. And go ahead and you guys got your Facebook page, Cherry Capital Shadow Seekers, and anything else where people can check you guys out?
Well, one thing that we said this in our last podcast with Keith Hembry there. We were mentioning to all of our viewers on our Facebook page, we got two. And we don't want our viewers to get the two pages mixed up. We do have a Paraconnections page, which is our group page, and that's where we broadcast a lot of we will post our events on there and upcoming events and stuff like that.
That's where people can post. Yeah.
It's where people can post and stuff like you normally couldn't do on our normal Facebook page for Cherry Capital Shadow Seekers. But if you go to our original Cherry Capital Shadow Seekers page, there's a link to our YouTube channel. There's a bunch of YouTube videos on there. I just did an update on the titles of it and everything, so it's easier to navigate through and stuff like that. And And yeah, just check us out on Facebook. Our email address is ccss.cherrycapital@gmail.com. Email us anytime, message us anytime, hit us up if you want to join in on a paranormal investigation. We got plenty of them up here, plenty of local hot spots. We got State Hospital. Go in for a tour, by the way. Purchase a tour for the State Hospital, Grand Traverse Commons.
Ask for Joe.
Ask for Joe. Amazing tour. Amazing tour.
Okay.
Up here
So
in
where are
Traverse.
you? What state are you guys located out of?
We're
Michigan.
here in Michigan.
Michigan.
We're
Okay, that's what I thought. I was just verifying. For
Remember, we
people.
met. They were up at Houghton Lake when we did the Houghton Lake event.
Yes, 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 yes,
We're in
yes. I
Traverse
do.
City.
Yes.
We're in Traverse City. We're great friends with Michigan Area Paranormal Investigative Team.
What about your guys' Truth and Legends episode? When that's supposed to drop?
Gavin's been posting.
Gavin Kelly, which is a producer for Truth or Legends in your hometown. He just recently posted that.
It's kind of sad that right in the middle of him editing and editing with the producers in California, the COVID started.
Yeah,
So
put a big delay.
our episode was the whole thing was supposed to be aired last June, but when it hit in March, he couldn't get out to California to start editing with the editor, and he's had to do everything alone.
Oh
So
boy.
right now he's got 3 different shows that are pending, and he's got it right on this page that they're being reviewed by Discovery Plus right now. So
Yep.
we're hoping that
Very good.
done.
I mean, there's a lot of people that are skeptical with the Discovery Plus thing. I mean, I don't know how to take the Discovery Plus. I mean, I like it, but I just don't like the fact that you gotta pay to subscribe to it in order to watch any of the shows or anything of that. I'd rather probably have it aired on A&E or History Channel or one of those type of things. But, you gotta take what you can take. But, I mean, we got 3 locations aired on it. We got Gordy's Place in downtown Fife Lake, a small little town. I mean, dated 1800s, a big lumberjack community. Lumberjacks all over the country live there and everything. We got Anchorin and Houghton Lake, another place.
We're going to be going out there too. Yeah, we'll be heading out to Anchorin, and I want to give Rhonda. Yeah, I want to give Rhonda and all them a shout out. Thank you for them again for having us on Blog Talk.
Thank you so much. Amanda.
Yeah, they got us started in podcasting, and always I love her, Jason, and Kevin. Kevin was.
Oh my God!
I drove him,
Kevin.
but Kevin loves me. But I would drive like Kevin, help! So yeah, they're really great people. I can't wait to make it back.
Kevin jokes around with me. He has a tendency of, I hate saying this over here live, but he'd laugh his ass off. But he tends to call me Twinkle Buns for some reason.
Well, I mean, they call us something else, and I'm not going to say on the next.
You too.
Everybody knows what that is. But yeah.
I had the opportunity of helping them with the roof last year, helping Jason and Kevin and a few others with the roof. Bobby was there. It was an amazing time, and actually getting to take a look at the original roof of the building was just amazing. Just amazing. Yeah. The place is amazing itself. Anybody's got to check it out. You contact Clive and Dots Akron, message them for an investigation. They'd love to have you all.
Yeah, I love them, and we'll be back there, again. But yeah, anybody that wants to see a really cool and a very active location, definitely check them out.
Our 3rd location.
All right, well, we are about ending the show. Thank you so much for being our guest tonight. Jamie, thank you for being in the background and showing your arm. One more time for the arm. Throw the arm up there, Jamie.
Jamie.
Is she coming?
I want to see her arm. She's in the other room. She left the room for a minute.
She'll send me a video of her backhanding you later.
Oh, that's the reason.
All right.
We want to see her arm. Here she is.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Yay!
There you go.
No, she's trying to RKO me.
Well, thank you so much for being on with us, and we'll definitely see you this year. So,
awesome.
All right, you guys have a great night.
You too.
All right,
thank
bye-bye.
you.
Okay, look at that. And look at me. I did that myself. Yay, Karen, look at me. So
Yay.
Yay, I'm learning.
I like the part where I just sit here and do nothing. I love it.
You did stuff. You talked. So
Yeah, but I mean, like the technical stuff, like.
Oh, well, that's what you always been doing, just sitting there and living your
Well,
best.
I know, but I gotta sit next to you and like feel the like angst of okay, what we gotta do next? Know what's going on and all.
Right. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. This was a fun show, and we will be back next week, and we will talk some more spooky stuff. So, as for now, ready? Stay spooky.
Wait, I thought we were saying as always.
Okay, ready? As always, stay spooky.
spooky.